Hello, everybody. My name's Rick McCutcheon, and today on Partner Talks, I have Tracy Byer. Tracy, tell the people who you are and what you do.
Hi, Rick. Thank you for inviting me to Partner Talk. So I am Tracy Byer. I'm Senior Manager here at TD Synnex for Microsoft Cloud. I lead the business applications business for North America.
Fantastic. So, Tracy, tell us a little bit about you and like your history with business applications.
Sure. So first, I've been with TD Synnex for over 32 years. Been with Microsoft team probably over the last 3 years consecutively. And then back 15 years ago, I helped launch Office 365.
Okay, so you've got a lot of experience working with Microsoft partners, and that's going to really, stand out in the marketplace and give us a lot to talk about on Partner Talks today. So let's talk a little bit about TD Synnex and what are they doing, and why do they sort of stand out in the marketplace today, supporting partners?
Yeah, so TD Synnex is Microsoft's largest cloud CSP partner in the world. And we, as a global footprint, really focus around business applications. We have a really good bench of technical staff that really helps our partners with these difficult products to support.
And we look at products like business applications, and I really find I've done a lot of work with your organization, mostly in their previous life. But when we're dealing with a lot of MSPs and a lot of partners that focused on things like security and Office 365, they get a little nervous when they've got to talk about business applications. And I found working with TD Synnex, like you have the resources really to support them in that journey and get them started in business applications.
Yes, we sure do. So, what we've done, especially for the partners that may have a customer that has asked for business applications, but they don't really support it, we have a really good, actually, several options for the partner for the pre-sales, post-sales implementations of business applications through our P2P partner programs. I have a relationship that we brought on board recently called P2P Global, who has the infrastructure for partners to go out and choose which of the dedicated Dynamics partners that they would like to work with on the implementations. I also have here at TD Synnex our division called ServSolve, and they actually can help partners with their implementations as well. And they, by going through ServSolve, they can actually leverage their credit lines and net terms through TD Synnex. And then we have the Partner Up program where we take and do interviews, where we set up interviews for partners to meet some of the solid dynamic partners that offer services. And they have the choice to, choose between the 10 that we have to see which one's a better fit for them.
Okay, and those are all really important programs. And I know a few weeks ago we were both at the AI Partner Summit that was in Redmond, and Microsoft was presenting to us about the strategy around AI, and especially around what they're doing with copilots and agents, and how partners are going to have to kind of bring them together in their solutions. But I think the most important part was you're really seeing Microsoft move to take the business application partners that I've been in this world for many years, and they're sliding it over to really come together with modern work. So we're going to get a lot of new partners coming into business applications, and a lot of business application partners really needing to understand more about modern work. So I think these programs that your organization are putting together are really important. But what I'm really excited about is the AI Partner Show that we're putting together on MS Dynamics World. So let's talk a little bit about that show and why you thought it was such a good idea.
So I am very excited about the partner show, the AI business one. And they the goal is to really have all partners feel comfortable leveraging all the agents that have come out, really focusing on Copilot Studio and Power Apps to and Power Platform to really build and help them customize or just leverage the existing agents that Microsoft has created. We have we call them cloud labs. And in our cloud labs, which are just a virtual tenant that our partners can go into, and they can demo Business Central, Copilot Studio with a couple of the agents around Business Central and be able to kind of play themselves and educate themselves, or they can invite their end customer in to actually demo it for them and show them how it works. Really excited about that, and a lot of the support that we have here at TD Synnex with our solutions architects.
And I think, that program you just talked about, having a place to go to understand agents, to work, have a sandbox to go in and work on this and to experiment and understand it better before I talk to a customer is really important, because I know at the summit when we were talking to different partners, there was a nervousness in the air. Like, I'm busy doing my business. How am I going to be able to absorb all this? And I think the show that we're running with MS Dynamics World, which I'll put the links in on this Partner Talks, is going to be an important place to go on a monthly basis to learn more about what's available. But we're going to try to get as many Microsoft speakers as we can to talk about what's Microsoft directions and what's the expectation from the partners, and how is Microsoft and TD Synnex going to help them get there.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of prep and support, but on the Microsoft side as well as TD Synnex, to really help the partner kind of handhold them through the whole new AI business and be able to really make them feel comfortable. When I was at the Microsoft Summit in Seattle that you mentioned, a lot of my partners were there, and a lot of them already do agents. They build quite a few, but they use them internally. So they know how to do agents. They know how to build them and leverage Copilot Studio and Power Platform. It's just being able to now create agents that will help support their customers, because each customer is unique, and that is the prep that they're concerned about being ready for. But I think once they get in there and they start playing in the sandboxes and being able to build it, they can actually have a few examples out there for the modern work partners, or any partner that hasn't really dabbled into the AI business solutions products.
Okay, Tracy, and right after our first show, we're going to be in Orlando, Florida at the Community Summit, which is the biggest show for Microsoft Business Applications. So talk a little bit about TD Synnex and what you'll be doing at the show, and why this community is important to you and your team.
Yes, so I'm very excited about going to Orlando and being part of the Community Summit. TD Synnex will definitely be there. We'll have a booth. We're going to be really focusing on kind of pretty much what I just shared, our P2P global partner relationships that we have, how we can actually help partners. We also will be talking about some of the activities that we have coming up. One that we're working on right now is a Copilot build-a-thon to kind of get partners comfortable with it. And we'll demo that. We'll also demo our CCE labs that I just mentioned, as well as, I will be there. The most important thing around Community Summit is actually meeting that community, being there face-to-face, sitting down and speaking with them, and maybe, having a bite to eat with them, I think is the most important thing. And then TD Synnex really is sponsoring a lot of events, and we really want that name to be top of mind when partners think about needing support for AI business solutions.
So Tracy, in closing for today's Partner Talks, are there any thoughts for partners moving into this AI journey?
Yeah, so everybody uses AI today. The Copilot, anywhere that you would leverage your Office or Teams. And it's just the next version of, being able to actually take shortcuts within your company's business so that they can be more proactive. And being able to support this and actually show and explain it to partners, I think it will make it an easier path for them to step into it.
Okay, Tracy, I want to thank you for coming on Partner Talks, and I look forward to seeing you and your team in Orlando at Community Summit.
Perfect. Thank you.
Bye for now.